Hello everyone, I am Leela Prabhugaonkar and I am from the Bodhi Academy. So, for the last video, we have discussed with regards to production function. Then we have discussed which are the different types of factors of production. We have seen short run and long run. Then also we have discussed relation between total product, average product, and the marginal product curves. We have also discussed the law of variable proportion, and with regards to that we have studied the stages. Okay, so now the most important part what we'll see over here is law of supply. Okay, so law of supply, what do you mean by this law of supply? Now the law of supply states that here other things it remains constant. Okay, quantity supplied increases with increase in price. So when the price increases, your supply also increases, and quantity supplied decreases with the decrease in price. So with the decrease in price, your supply will also decrease, and with the increase in price your supply will also increase. Okay, so this is what your law of supply is. So the law of supply states that other things remaining constant, quantity supplied increases with increase in price of a commodity, and quantity supplied decreases with decrease in price of a commodity. So there are certain assumptions which you have to remember with regards to this assumptions. The first assumption, there is no change in price of factors of production. There is no change in price of factors of production. There is no change in price of factors of production. Second, there is no change in technique of production. There is no change in technique of production. There is no change in technique of production. Third one, there is no change in goal of the firm. There is no change in goal of the firm. Fourth one, there is no change in the price of related goods. There is no change in price of related goods. Okay, and also there is no change in business confidence. Fifth one, there is no change in business confidence. So this is what law of supply is. So we'll understand the law of supply with the help of schedule and diagram. So supply schedule Supply schedule, it refers to a table which shows a quantity of a commodity supplied at a various prices. Okay, so we'll draw this as price and quantity supplied. So price I'm taking as 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, and quantity supplied at price 10, quantity supplied is 100, at price 20, quantity supplied is 200, at price 30, quantity supplied is 300, at price 40, quantity supplied is 400, and at 50 it is 500. Okay, so above table it indicates that less is supplied at, if we can see this table, less is supplied at less price and more is supplied at higher price. Okay, so when the price is 50, quantity supplied is more, right? Quantity supplied is 500. So we'll understand the supply schedule with the help of the diagram. So supply curve. The supply curve is nothing but it is a graphical representation. It is a graphical representation of the supply schedule. Okay, so here This is a freehand diagram, so we can draw like this. And this is the supply curve. SS is the supply curve. And just so SS is the supply curve. So if we'll take the price on y-axis and quantity supplied on x-axis. Quantity supplied. So x-axis and y-axis. Okay. Now in the above diagram, if you can see this, you also have to explain the supply curve. So in the above diagram, quantity supplied is measured on x-axis and price is measured on y-axis. Then SS is the supply curve. So okay, I'll write over here in the above diagram. In the above diagram, quantity supplied is measured on x-axis and price is measured on y-axis, and price is measured on y-axis. SS is the supply curve. SS is the supply curve. Okay, SS is the supply curve over here. So which now if we can see the SS curve, it is sloping upward, right? Which slope upward from left to right. So SS is the supply curve. SS is the supply curve which slopes upward. Which slopes upward from left to right. From left to right. Okay, now if we can see the supply schedule, as the price rises, okay, as the price rises, quantity supplied also rises. So this also we have to mention. Okay, as the price rises, quantity supplied also increases. Okay, also increases. So if also we have to mention, we have to write down this: when the price is 10, quantity supplied is 100. When the price is 50, quantity supplied is 500. So it is increasing, no? So, and this, what does this shows? It shows a positive relationship, and it shows a positive relationship between price and quantity supply. It shows positive relationship between price and quantity supplied. So this is how we have to explain the law of supply. Okay, then we'll move to the next thing. We for the previous part we have also seen till this much, that is difference between returns to factors and returns to scale. Now we'll continue with the cost function. Okay, now the algebraic form which depicts the functional relationship between cost and production and output is called cost function. So when the relation between cost of production and output is shown, it is called as cost function, and it is expressed as C means cost of production and Q means unit of output produced. Now cost curve in different time horizons. Sorry. Short run cost, and here we are dividing this into various like total fixed cost, total variable cost and all. So according to different time horizons, the cost of production can be categorized into two different categories. The first one is short run cost which are incurred in for a short run for producing output are called short run cost. Now which are the different short run cost which are there? Total fixed cost or TFC or overhead cost. Now These costs which are incurred on fixed factors are called as fixed cost. Okay. Now, in the short run, fixed factors it cannot be changed, and thus the fixed cost remain same over here throughout all output levels. Now, for example, cost of machinery, building, depreciation on fixed asset, these are the things which are incurred on the fixed factors. Okay. The next is total variable cost, or TVC, or we can call it as a direct cost. Those costs which are incurred on variable factors are called variable cost or total variable cost. The next is total cost. Total cost is nothing but your total fixed cost plus total variable cost. And here this is how we can show the diagram of total cost. Okay, wherein total variable cost and total cost is there, and total cost is above the TVC, that is above the total variable cost. And if we can see the TFC, that is total fixed cost, it is remaining constant over here because there are fixed factors which are involved in this. Okay. Then average cost. Now whenever we are finding the average, it is just a total cost and per unit of producing outputs. So total cost divided by Q, that is the per unit of producing output. So we have denoted as Q. Then average fixed cost is nothing but total fixed cost divided by Q, and average variable cost is total variable cost divided by Q. Then if we want to show the diagram, that is average cost, then how we'll show? In the graph, AFC, that is average fixed curve, is continuously falling, whereas the AVC, that is average variable cost curve, initially it is falling. Okay, then stabilizes and thereafter increases. So vertically summing up average variable cost and average fixed cost, we are getting average cost curve. Okay, then U-shaped short run average cost curve. So short run average cost curve is a U-shaped curve, which implies that initially average cost falls and it reaches to its minimum point, and beyond this point it raises. The reason behind AC, that is average cost, being U-shaped can be attributed to the law of variable proportions. Now falling average variable cost together with falling average fixed cost, it contributes together to falling average cost. Okay. However, later as average fixed cost becomes smaller and smaller, rising average variable cost leads to rising average cost curve, and thus AC curve is a U-shaped curve over here if we can see. Then marginal cost. What do I mean by marginal cost? It is defined as additional cost, something addition to the total cost or total variable cost, which is incurred for producing one more unit of output, and it is calculated in two ways. So, where total utility achieved by consuming n times unit of commodity, and total utility achieved by consuming n minus 1 units of commodity, and marginal utility achieved by consuming nth unit of commodity. Okay, number of units of commodity. So the next part is marginal cost. So marginal cost is nothing but a change in total cost divided by change in output. So here they have explained this with the help of the graph. So this the shaded region, what we can see, area, that is the shaded region under marginal cost, it corresponding to different output level, and it indicates the TVC, that is total variable cost, at that output level. Then where TVC is equal to area of this marginal cost. So and I refers to the unit of variable factors, and it ranges from 1 to n. Then here they have explained the relation between average fixed cost, average variable cost, average cost, and marginal cost. So okay. So what is the relationship between So this they have explained with the help of a graph. So relation between AC and average cost and marginal cost. When average cost is falling, so if we can see when average cost is falling, marginal cost falls at a faster rate. So marginal cost is going to fall at a faster rate, and marginal cost it is going to remain below average cost. Okay, so this you can just go through this. When AC is at its minimum point, marginal cost is equal to average cost and all. Then also they have explained over here relation between average variable cost and marginal cost curve. So when average variable cost is falling, marginal cost falls at a faster rate and it remains below average variable cost. Okay. Then there are certain points which are important with regards to this, like when ABC is at a minimum point, marginal cost is equal to average variable cost. Okay. Then also they have explained the relation between total cost and marginal cost. So when total cost rises at a decreasing rate, marginal cost is going to decrease. Then when total cost rises at an increasing rate, marginal cost rises. Okay, so these are certain things what you have to remember. The main important part here what they have given is this, that is long run marginal cost. Long run marginal cost is the additional cost to the long run total cost which is incurred to produce one more unit of output when all factors are variables. So long run marginal cost curve is also a U-shaped. It is a U-shaped curve due to the returns to scale. So if we can see the relation between long run marginal cost and LAC, when LAC is falling, when LAC is decreasing, LMC is also falling but at a faster rate, and it remains below the LAC here if you can see. Then when LAC is rising, LMC is also rising but at a faster rate, and it remains above this LAC. Then when LAC is constant, that is at minimum point M here, LMC is equal to LAC over this point, where Q1 intersect like this we have shown Q1. Then LMC cuts LAC at its minimum point. So these are certain things what you have to remember with regards to chapter 3 of production cost. So in this we saw law of supply, the law of variable proportions, law of returns to scale. These are certain things which are important with regards to this point. Also you have to remember which are the different types of factors of production and the production function. Thank you for watching my video.